Hi kids, welcome back to our magical Ramayana series. In the last episode, we saw how Maharishi Vishwamitra, Ram and Lakshman traveled to Mithila. Along the way, Ram freed Ahalya Mata from her curse and we got our first glimpse of gentle and graceful Princess Sita. Today's story is all about a grand challenge, a challenge to win the hand of Princess Sita. So let's begin our today's episode, Sita Swayamvar, the Mighty Bow Challenge. But kids, do you remember what Swayamvar is? It's a special ceremony which was celebrated in ancient India. In this, the princess would choose her husband from among the brave and noble princes. Sometimes, to win the Swayamvar, the suitors had to pass a challenge. And here in Mithila, the challenge was unlike any other. It was to lift and string the Shiv Dhanush. Shiv Dhanush was not an ordinary bow. It was a divine weapon of Lord Shiva himself. Even the strongest warriors could barely move it. But do you remember a story which we heard in the previous episode? When Sita was just 8 years old, she playfully lifted the Shiv Dhanush without any effort. And that's when King Janak had decided whoever could lift and string this mighty bow would be the only one marrying his daughter. So now the grand day arrives. The city of Mithila was brighter than ever. Every street was decorated with the garlands of fresh flowers. Colorful flags danced in the breeze, and the sounds of drums and conch shells filled the air. People from nearby kingdom had gathered to witness this historic day. Queen Sunena was welcoming all the guests with love and respect. The royal hall was ready. In the center, on the large golden platform, laid a Shiv Dhanush, shining with divine glow. Guards stood around it, for it was a sacred bow and also heavy. King Janak sat on the mighty throne to see who is going to be the mighty prince to string the bow of Lord Shiva. The first prince came ahead, confident, trying all his might to lift the Shiv Dhanush. But he fails. The crowd is surprised. They think that the second prince will definitely do it. The second prince, tall and confident, comes ahead and again, with all his energy, he tries to pick up the Shiv Dhanush. But kids, even the second prince is not able to do that. One by one, all of the prince and the mighty kings come ahead, confident that they will be able to do it. But none of them could even move the bow. Now, the crowd is about to panic. Everyone whispers, "Is there anyone strong enough? Is the bow really so heavy? Will Sita really find her prince?" Now King Janak is also very worried. He looks at Queen Sunena, thinking, "Is there any prince suitable for our Sita?" And suddenly, the doors opened with a loud crack. A tall, imposing figure entered. He wore a golden armor, carried a mighty sword, and had a crown that glittered in light. It was Raavan, the king of Lanka, known for his great strength and knowledge. He walked confidently to the bow, smirking at other princes. "This challenge is mine to win," he declared at everyone. With all his power, Raavan tried to lift the Shiv Dhanush. His muscles strained, his face turned red, but no matter how much force he used, the bow did not move. Angry and embarrassed, Raavan stormed out of the hall. At last, Maharishi Vishwamitra smiled and turned to Ram. He said, "Ram, my child, it's time." Ram walked calmly to the bow. The entire hall fell silent. His gentle eyes and graceful walk made him look more like a prince from a dream than a warrior. Yet, in his heart, Ram carried the strength of dharma and devotion. He bowed to the bow of Lord Shiva, touched it respectfully, and then, as if it were the easiest thing in the world, he lifted it high into the air. Everyone in the hall gasped. Ram then placed one hand of the bow on the ground and began to string it. But as soon as he bent it, a thunderous sound shook the palace. The Shiv Dhanush had broken into two. The noise of Shiv Dhanush cracking echoed across Mithila. Birds flew into the sky and the earth trembled. The air turned heavy and a bright, fierce figure appeared at the gates. Dressed in simple sage clothes, carrying an axe on his shoulder and another mighty bow in his hand, he was the warrior sage Parshuram, an avatar of Lord Vishnu himself. And not just that, he was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. His eyes blazed with anger. "Who has dared to break the bow of Lord Shiva?" he thundered. The hall fell silent. Even the bravest of princes looked uneasy. Maharishi Vishwamitra stepped forward and calmly he said, "Maharishi Parshuram, this young prince is Ram from Ayodhya. He did not break the bow out of disrespect, but because it was a challenge set for the Swayamvar." But Parshuram's eyes were still fixed on Ram. "Oh, so you are the one. If you are so strong, you young man, then string this bow, the bow of Lord Vishnu, and prove that you're worthy of it." Saying this, he handed his own mighty bow to Ram. Ram, without pride or fear, bowed to Parshuram, took the bow respectfully, and in one smooth motion strung it effortlessly. In that instant, kids, Parshuram's anger melted away. He looked deep into Ram's eyes and saw something which no one else could. He saw the truth. He realized this was none other than Lord Vishnu himself, but in human form. With folded hands and tears in his eyes, Parshuram blessed Ram and Sita's union. May your life be filled with dharma and devotion. May the world learn from your example. With this, he blessed our divine couple. As the tension lifted, the hall once again filled with joy. There was a shy smile on Sita's face, as if she wanted only and only Ram to win this challenge. She was praying to Lord Shiva from all her heart. She stepped forward, her hands holding a beautiful garland of flowers. She shyly placed it around Ram's neck, and the people of Mithila cheered along with it. Jai Siya Ram! And thus the challenge was over. The most noble and worthy prince had won the Swayamvar, and the entire city prepared for the wedding celebrations. But, my dear little ones, the next episode will be about a wedding so grand it will be remembered forever. Do join me in the union of Sri Ram and Sita in the next episode. Until then, kids, always be gentle and caring towards each and every creature you meet. And now, say it loudly with me. Jai Siya Ram!